Hello guys and welcome to skirt variation. Now we have created our block and let's use that block to create different other skirts. In this video we're going to be creating three different, so we're doing the A-line skirt, and from the A-line skirt we're going to move to the flounce skirt. Now the flounce skirt is in two parts: the circle flounce and the gathered flounce. Just stay back and enjoy the video. My name is Adedoyin Kafi Babalola. Please remember to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you're subscribed already, thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video and share to anyone that needs it. If you have any questions, I'm going to be answering them in the comment section. So I've drafted my pattern. I'm just tracing out the pattern that I need to do this because I don't like to cut
So I
my
can use
blocks,
this
yeah?
pattern for both my front and my back. So what I want to do right now is to do an A-line skirt. So the first thing I want to do is I want to even determine how wide my A-line skirt will be or not. But this is just like the basic A-line skirt. So the first thing I want to do is, of course, we can see that it's straight, it's intentionally straight. So we can just, it can follow this, yeah? We can do this. But this just gives it a sharp, and unsubtle angle. What we really need to do is come to the dart leg, extend our line, our dart leg line. We just extend it like this. Yes. And then we get our scissors. Now we're using it's almost like a dart transfer method that we're using here. And I'll come here and I really like this because it's the foundation for a lot of things. Even your palazzo pants and all, you can use this method to achieve them. So now I've opened that leg. Now the next thing I'm going to do, and you will see what happens immediately. The next thing I'm going to do is, let me move this out of the way so we don't miss. The next thing I'm going to do is close this dart, and immediately I close this dart. Do you guys notice what happened? It just opened up. So this now is giving us our new shape, which is now like, and so you can use this to achieve both the front and the back. And you noticed what I did before. What I did before was just follow that line. Yeah. So the only other thing you want to do is make sure that your length is even, because the diagonal line tends to be longer. So you can just do that by maybe bringing this one here, this line, and then you notice where this one ends. It ends here. It ends here. So or just use your tape rule, but because my tape rule is not here, and then you just blend in. Voila, and there you have your A-line pattern. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to trace out the new pattern. So normally you should use a masking tape to hold here. So I'll just put my paper here, and I want it to align. So from here, we now have our A-line. That's our skirt number 1. Hi guys, so the next skirt that we're going to be doing is a flounce skirt. So I already drew it, so it can be either a short length flounce skirt or a long length flounce skirt. So flounce skirt basically is just the addition of a peg skirt and gathers or circle skirt. So therefore, so it means that there's fullness down. Now if I was doing a short one, my measurements will be slightly different in the sense that the skirt will be shorter. That's the peg skirt itself might be shorter, and then the extension of the fullness also will be shorter. But if I was doing a long skirt, I'll just make it proportion in the sense that my peg skirt could be like above my hip, just above my hip, and the fullness will be like the remaining full length of my skirt. So basically, for the purpose of this class, I want to do the long one because I feel like maybe that's the more complex one. But you'll notice that I use the peg skirt here. So it depends on what you want to do. The last one that we did, which was the A-line one, I used the straight skirt, that's the skirt block. But this one is like I've gone one more step. I already pegged my skirt, so the next thing we need to do now is just to create our flounce. So there are two ways I can do it. I can just take my peg skirt and just cut a circle skirt and join them together, or I can create, let's say for instance I don't know how to make a circle skirt or I don't have space, I can just come here, extend this length to the remaining desired length, my remaining skirt length, my remaining desired length of the skirt. Then you now decide, am I having a gathers look or am I having a circle look? Now if you choose that you're having a gathers look, then this video is going to really work for you. And if you choose that you're having a circle look, this video will also work for you, because why not? So if I was doing gathers, I will then go to my gathers video and say, how do you achieve gathers? Gathers is usually added fullness. So that means that I will just cut these two. This one will be my actual size, then this one will be my gathered size. If I was doing circle, the same thing. And I can achieve either gathers or circle with my slash and spread method. So in this video, I'm going to be doing the slash and spread method, but watch out for the next video where we're going to be talking about gathers and circle skirts. So your scissors, your masking tape, your tape roll. Now the first thing I want to do, remember I said that the length or the design matters. So for me, I already know that my skirt is going to be a long skirt, so the finished length is 20. Now remember, I'm doing half scale. My actual real length would have been maybe 42 or 44, but for the purpose of this class, so 20. So like 9.5 is the first part, and what we need to do with the first part is just to trace it out, that's all. And then the second part is where we're doing our slash and spread. So slash and spread for gathers and for circle, they are similar but they're also different. So I'll just come now and draw some lines here. So this is 1 and this is 2. So on 2, I'm going to draw a few straight lines.
So now I'm going to roll my lines, and then I can cut out the bottom part of the skirt, but I need to put a notch so I know where exactly I need to join it back to. So I'm going to come back and put a notch, and then I can start cutting out my rolled lines.
And for the circle, I'll slash up to the tip, but for the gathers, I'll slash through. For the circle, I'll slash it up till the tip here. For the gathers, I will slash through, because for the gathers I need fullness on both the top and the bottom, both the top and the bottom. But for the circle, I need fullness only at the bottom, only at the bottom. Right, okay, so we're gonna slash now.
So now we're just going to slash the lines that we ruled so that we can create a space. But when we're slashing, we're not going to slash through, we're just going to slash to the top, like I said before. Once we're done slashing, we're going to take the slashed paper, we're going to put it on a fresh new paper, kind of align it, make sure it's straight. I'm going to use a masking tape to hold the top and the bottom just to make sure that it's secure, and then I can start moving the other slashed lines. So the first thing is I'm going to grab the first line that I slashed, make sure that I put a masking tape on the top, and then I open it slightly for 2 inches. So I'm using my dotted lines to know my inches, because one dotted line to another dotted line is 1 inch. So I open it up to 2, and then I use a masking tape to hold it together. Then I move to the next one. See, I also put a masking tape on the top just to secure it so the top is not moving anywhere, and then I open it 2 inches, and then I do the same for the third one. So it has given me a different shape, a different figure. So still hold the masking tape and this. Then the next thing I'll do is try to connect my lines. Now I need to make sure that my line is equal, that if I have 20 inches from the first one, I should make sure that I have 20 inches everywhere so that it's even, it has an even flow. Once I connect all of these lines, then we are good to go. And in case you're wondering, what if I want the circle to be bigger? All you need to do is slash more lines. So I did 3 lines. You can go ahead and do like 5 or 6, depending on how big you want it to be. That's another way to cut circle skirt. Or you can make the spaces wider. Like I did 2 inches, you can do like 4 or 5, because you'll be doing like real size. You understand? Yeah.
So basically, this is my new pattern. So this is going to come and join here, and then you can see the fullness already.
So now that we finished the circle, the next skirt that we're doing is the gather skirt. Let's get started. So I'm going to take the pattern that I slashed when I was going to do my circle. I'm going to use the same pattern. So I put a straight line first so I can align my center front line to the line. And then I roll a straight line down and up just to have a guide. Once I do that, I am now going to start slashing through. You know, before I slashed on the bottom, now I'm going to slash through top and bottom 2 inches on both sides. There's a possibility that you can do 1 inch up and 2 inches down if you wanted it to be less gathered and more flare, but for this one I'm doing equal. That's 2 inches up and 2 inches down. So I've done the first one. I'm going to go and do the second one. I put my masking tape, I make sure that it's 2 inches down, and I make sure that it's 2 inches up. I'll do the same thing, put my masking tape, and then I go ahead to do the last one. So I'm just ensuring that everything is aligned. That's why I ruled that line at the bottom, just to make sure that I have a guide that I am working with. And once I am done with all of this, I'm just going to cut it. Remember I said that there's another way that we can cut our gather skirt, even the circle skirt, and that's what I'm going to be doing in the next skirt variation that we're doing. So right now I go ahead to roll the top, roll the bottom, know that everything is fine. It's just a rectangle to be really. So I cut everything out. Once I cut it, I'm then going to take it to my peg skirt. I'll take out the slashes that I made because I don't need it anymore, and then I'll just cut the different part 1 and part B and part 2. So I'm cutting it on center front so it will create the fullness, and then we'll go to the sewing machine to gather it, and that's how gathers is done. Just gather it so that we can then put it back on the peg skirts that we drafted before. So now I'm cutting the peg skirt pattern. I want to cut it on fold, both for the way you will do it when you want to cut the front and the back of the fabric. So I'm just putting my allowance and then I'll cut. I'll also be cutting my flared skirt, my circle skirt on fold, and I'll just put it together with a masking tape to show you what it will look like when you actually make the skirt. I'm also going to get some pictures and just put here so that you see what each skirt looks like or each skirt can achieve. So thank you so much for joining me in this skirt variation number 1, and look out for the next one. Guys, please remember to subscribe, share it, send it to someone that needs this, and like and comment. If you have any questions, I will be in the comment section to answer it. Thank you and see you in the next one. I remain Ade doing Kafi Babalola, your fashion paddy.